Imagine this. You tell your AI, plan and buy all the ingredients for an authentic Japanese breakfast for 4 people. And it doesn't just spit out a recipe list. No, it actually goes online, browses different cooking sites, figures out what you need, compiles this like precise grocery list. Then it navigates to an online grocery store and attempts to actually purchase every single item. And maybe even sends you a confirmation. Sounds like, I don't know, something pulled straight from science fiction, right? Well, what I just described, that's precisely what OpenAI's new ChatGPT agent is aiming to do. Hello and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place where we cut through all the noise and get straight to the most fascinating insights from the world's most important sources. If you're as captivated by the rapid advancements in AI as we are, and you really want to grasp what this groundbreaking new development means for you, well, you've landed in just the right place. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that could fundamentally change how we interact with technology, how we get things done. OpenAI's ChatGPT Agent. It was unveiled just last month, July 17th, 2025. And this isn't just like another upgrade. It feels like a real paradigm shift. Be sure to share this deep dive with anyone else who needs this kind of shortcut to being well-informed.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't merely another chatbot iteration. This represents a monumental leap. We're moving from AI that primarily talks and, processes information to AI that can genuinely act out there in the digital world. For years, we've kind of harbored this vision, right, of AI assistants capable of doing much more than just answering questions or generating text. We've dreamed of an AI that could genuinely do tasks for us, an AI capable of engaging with the world in a meaningful, actionable way. And ChatGPT Agent is OpenAI's boldest, most ambitious step yet into that agentic future. It essentially gives ChatGPT its own virtual computer. It's like a dedicated environment where it can browse the web, run code, interact directly with all sorts of online services. So our mission today is really to give you a crystal clear, comprehensive understanding of what this digital intern, as some are calling it, can actually achieve, how it operates behind the scenes, where its capabilities truly shine, and just as important, where its current limitations lie. The goal is to empower you to think critically and practically about its potential role in your life and, in the broader world. And don't worry about the techie stuff. We'll break down even the really complex aspects using analogies and real-world examples. We want to make sure the entire deep dive is understandable, no matter your technical background.
Okay, let's really unpack this shift then, because it feels huge. Think back to how ChatGPT started. It was this incredibly sophisticated conversation helper, right? Brilliant at it, truly phenomenal at understanding and generating human-like text, answering complex questions, writing stories, summarizing documents. It was all about accessing and processing information, giving you knowledge. But now, it's not just responding to your prompts anymore. It's like graduated to become this proactive digital assistant. This isn't just about knowing information now. It's about actively using that information, turning knowledge into action to get stuff done. So when we use that term agent, what does that actually mean here in this context?
Yeah, simply put, an agent here is an AI that has the ability to navigate, say, third-party apps or websites. And crucially, it can make independent decisions along the way to achieve a goal that the user sets.
Okay, so it's making choices.
Exactly. It's not just generating text for you to read. It's generating a sequence of actions designed to accomplish a specific objective.
Right. And how do people get access to this? Is it widely available?
Well, at launch, this new agent mode is initially for ChatGPT Plus, Pro, and Team subscribers. It's an opt-in feature for now, so early access for those already in the OpenAI ecosystem.
It makes sense.
And this initial rollout also comes with usage caps. For example, Pro subscribers can currently run about 400 agent tasks per month.
400 tasks.
These caps allow OpenAI to, carefully manage demand during this experimental phase. They need to gather performance data, fine-tune the system based on real-world use, ensure stability before it expands further.
Got it. So this wasn't just flicking a switch. This sounds like it built on previous work.
Oh, absolutely. This capability didn't just appear overnight. If you connect this to the bigger picture, ChatGPT Agent is really the culmination of years of research and development. Specifically, it merges 2 prior, quite ambitious OpenAI experiments.
Yep.
One called Operator and another called Deep Research. These were separate projects, each pushing boundaries in different ways, and now they've been, seamlessly integrated.
Operator and Deep Research. Okay, tell me about those. What do they do?
Okay, so let's visualize Operator first. Imagine an AI that could visually interact with web pages, much like you or I would. It could see buttons, type into forms, scroll down, navigate complex graphical interfaces.
So we could see the web page.
Precisely, mimicking human web navigation, perceiving and interacting with digital interfaces. Then there was deep research. This was a really powerful system, engineered for in-depth information synthesis. Think of an AI designed to scour huge numbers of websites, extract massive amounts of data, analyze complex content, and produce comprehensive reports.
Like a super researcher.
Exactly. A tireless digital librarian and analyst rolled into one, digesting information on a scale no human could possibly match. So the genius of ChatGPT Agent lies in blending these two. By merging operators' sophisticated web interaction abilities, the clicking and typing, with deep research's analytical power, OpenAI created this unified, action-oriented system. It can both understand and act on information.
And the teams merged too.
Yeah, the underlying development team itself is a blend of the two previous project teams. It shows how intentionally they fused these capabilities. And crucially, it does all this within that controlled environment, its own isolated, cloud-based virtual computer.
Right, the sandbox.
This is critical. It means the agent doesn't take over your actual machine or access your local files directly. It's like having a secure, dedicated digital workspace just for the AI up in the cloud.
Which provides that layer of security and peace of mind.
Definitely. Any actions it takes are contained.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. This whole framing of bridging research and action. Because it means the AI isn't just finding information for you anymore. That's the research part we expect, right?
Yeah, summarizing, finding facts.
But now it can take the next steps. It can actually act on that information, execute tasks, achieve real outcomes based on what it found. That feels like a fundamental shift from information provider to active doer, transforming knowledge into actual capability.
It really is.
So this brings up the big question. What specific real-world tasks can you actually ask this new, empowered AI assistant to handle? Let's dive into the features.
Okay, so its hallmark capability, the thing that really defines it, is autonomous task completion. This isn't about giving it tiny instructions every step of the way. Instead, you give it a high-level objective, a clear goal. And it then intelligently figures out the step-by-step process needed to get there.
It plans it out itself.
Exactly. It might consult multiple sources, switch between different tools, adjust its plan on the fly if it hits a snag. It's really about achieving an objective, not just answering one simple question. That's a key difference from standard chatbots.
And when you say figure out, it really interacts with the internet in some sophisticated ways, right? It's not just reading text.
That's right. It has a pretty clever dual approach to web navigation. First, there's a text-based browser. Super efficient for quickly reading and scraping large amounts of text. Great when it just needs raw data or keywords.
Okay, fast text scraping.
But then, for more complex interactions, it has a visual browser, complete with a virtual mouse and keyboard.
So it sees the page like we do.
Pretty much. It can actually see the layout, click links, press buttons, scroll, fill out forms accurately, just like a human sitting there.
Wow. So it's not just reading, it's actively interacting. Navigating graphical interfaces. That's a huge step.
It's a massive leap for agent capabilities, yeah. And beyond just browsing, it's like a digital Swiss Army knife. It has a whole toolbox. It's got integrated access to a terminal, a command line interface, inside its secure virtual machine.
A terminal, so it can run code.
Exactly. It can write and execute Python code on the fly for complex data analysis, calculations, converting file formats.
Okay, hold on. So I could give it like a messy spreadsheet.
Yeah. You could hand it a messy CSV file, thousands of rows, and the agent could potentially write a script to clean it up, analyze trends, extract key insights.
Without me needing to code anything.
That's the idea. Which raises a really critical question, doesn't it? What are the implications of an AI that can write and run its own code, especially for efficiency in data-heavy fields?
That's a profound point. And I think the implication there is, well, it kind of democratizes powerful analysis, right?
Right.
It effectively turns almost anyone into someone who can manipulate data and get insights without needing to be a coder themselves.
Precisely.
That feels like a massive leveling of the playing field for getting data-driven insights.
Yeah.
Tasks that were bottlenecks before, needing special skills, suddenly become accessible.
Exactly. We shift from asking, can I, as a non-coder, do this analysis, to what insights do I want from this data and how fast can the agent get them for me? It frees up our human effort for interpretation, strategy, making decisions based on the data rather than getting stuck in the weeds of preparing it.
Right. And you mentioned generating files, too, like actual documents.
Yeah, what's equally fascinating is its ability to generate tangible, deliverable files, like Excel spreadsheets or PowerPoint presentations.
Formatted and everything.
Imagine asking it to analyze sales data, and instead of just text, it hands you back a formatted Excel workbook with charts and pivot tables already done. Or maybe a concise slide deck summarizing key trends and recommendations, complete with bullet points.
Okay, that's impressive. Not replacing Office entirely, maybe, but cutting out a ton of manual work.
Significantly reduces that manual effort, yeah.
Okay.
Automating the creation of those professional outputs.
And this is where it gets really integrated into your digital life, right? The connectors.
Through what OpenAI calls ChatGPT connectors. This lets you securely link your accounts. Think Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, GitHub, SharePoint.
So it can access my stuff.
Securely.
Securely, yes. It means the agent can actively pull information from your email, check your calendar for free times, fetch specific files from your cloud storage.
Give me an example.
Okay, it could read your latest client emails to summarize key points before a meeting. Or find an open slot in your schedule across multiple calendars and propose a meeting time. Or grab a specific PDF from Drive for analysis. And real-time data, too, like weather or stocks.
Yeah, it can query public APIs for things like current weather, livestock prices, seamlessly integrating that dynamic info into its tasks. It's designed to cross-reference your personal or professional data with online information in this really interconnected way.
But you mentioned some limits at launch.
Right. Some integrations were limited initially. Early users found certain third-party connectors may be temporarily disabled as OpenAI prioritized stability and safety.
Understandable.
But the clear promise is for a much wider, more robust ecosystem of these connections as the product matures. But the true power, I think, really shines in those real-world scenarios where it chains multiple steps together, demonstrating genuine autonomous task completion. Think of it as your invaluable digital intern handling the legwork, delegating complex tasks that would normally eat up hours of human time.
Okay, give us some examples. Professional first.
All right. Professional context. You could ask, look at my calendar for next week, brief me on upcoming client meetings, and include recent news about their industries. The agent checks your calendar via the connector, identifies the companies, searches recent news and financial reports, synthesizes it all, and gives you a concise briefing.
Okay, that saves a lot of prep time.
Or gather the latest financial metrics for our 3 main competitors and compile a comparison slide deck for the board meeting. It would fetch the data, maybe run a Python script for analysis, and then create a formatted PowerPoint with charts and insights.
What?
Or for data folks, take this messy CSV, run a full analysis, and output visualizations. It cleans, analyzes via Python, generates charts, streamlines that whole pipeline.
And personal life examples. That Japanese breakfast one was pretty vivid.
Exactly, that one. Plan and bake ingredients for Japanese breakfast for 4. It searches recipes, compares, makes a list, finds an online grocer, navigates their site, adds items to cart, attempts the purchase, handles the whole flow.
A whole thing.
Or travel. Plan a 5-day family trip to Iceland using my reward points. It could plan the itinerary, find flight hotels via loyalty programs, suggest attractions like the Golden Circle, Blue Lagoon, even create a 10-slide deck summarizing the plan.
The whole presentation.
Nice. And Isa Fulford at OpenAI used it to order specific cupcakes from a local bakery, navigated the website, filled out options, placed the order. Took almost an hour, she said, but it saved her the trouble.
An hour of agent time versus an hour of human time. I'll take that trade.
Right. Or booking dinner. Find a top-rated Mexican restaurant for my anniversary, make sure it's candlelit, and book a table. It scans reviews for ambiance, uses a booking platform. So it really raises that question for you, the listener. How much tedious clicking, searching, form filling does this potentially eliminate from your day? The potential for offloading that digital grunt work is just enormous.
But it's not totally running wild, right? You mentioned supervision.
Yeah, absolutely not. Despite its autonomy, it's meticulously designed for supervised use. You start with natural language, give it the high-level instruction. But as it works, there's an on-screen live narration or thought log.
So you see what it's doing.
Exactly. It shows you browsing website X, clicking link, downloading file, running analysis, complete transparency into its process. You can follow along, understand its choices.
And you can stop it.
Anytime. You can pause or interrupt it if it's going wrong, or if you want to change something or just take over. And crucially, this is a key safety feature. It requests explicit permission before any high-consequence action.
Like buying things.
Like making a purchase, sending an email on your behalf, booking something. If a login is needed, it hands control to you to securely enter credentials. It won't handle your passwords directly.
Okay, so it handles the low-level tasks autonomously, but I remain the manager, giving the big approvals.
Precisely. You're always in charge of the high-stakes decisions. And the goal is always a tangible result, right? An actionable output. Could be a written report, data files, a slideshow, an email draft, a scheduled meeting added to your calendar, whatever you asked for. Usable artifacts. And its precision is pretty impressive, like maintaining complex formatting in spreadsheets. OpenAI's internal tests showed it significantly outperformed Microsoft's Copilot in Excel for spreadsheet manipulation. 45.5% accuracy versus Copilot's 20.0%.
That's a big difference. Shows it's good with structure.
Yeah. And what's truly transformative, potentially, is scheduling recurring tasks.
Ooh, like automation.
Imagine that weekly analytics report just appears in your inbox every Monday morning. Or your recurring parking requests get submitted automatically like that OpenAI employee did.
Okay, that turns it into a hands-off personal scheduler or report generator, constantly working in the background.
Exactly. Streamlining routine tasks, freeing up your mental load.
Okay, so under the hood, how does that actually do all this? That virtual machine sounds key.
It really is the foundation, that cloud-based virtual machine, completely sandboxed, totally isolated, a dedicated cloud computer where the agent operates separate and secure from your device. Think of it like its own mini OS, preloaded with tools. And this isolation is crucial because it allows the agent to maintain context across multiple steps. It can open a page, click links, download files, process them with code, upload something else, all while remembering its previous action and the overall goal.
That persistence is vital for complex tasks.
Absolutely. And inside this VM, it has the full graphical web browser, the text-based browser, and that command line interface for code. OpenAI even hinted at using an OS X environment with LibreOffice sometimes, implying it can handle common document formats in a familiar setup. Now, at its core, the agent operates on this iterative loop, perception reasoning action. It's a variation of a common AI framework called ReACT, basically a continuous cycle.
Perception reasoning action. Okay, break that down.
So first, it perceives the current state. That could be the raw text of a web page for the text browser, or even a screenshot image for the visual browser so it can see the interface.
Okay, it observes.
Then it reasons about what to do next. It uses an internal chain of thought process to figure out the next logical step towards the goal.
It thinks.
And finally, it executes an action. A click, a command in the terminal, an API call, whatever the plan requires.
Perception, reasoning, action, over and over.
Exactly. It's a continuous, self-correcting cycle. And this loop is powered by a specially fine-tuned GPT-4-based model augmented with reinforcement learning, which means it's learned through countless trial runs, getting feedback, how to effectively use its tools to achieve goals. It optimizes its strategies over time. It dynamically self-plans. It's not following a rigid script. It decides in real time, should I search now? Use this specific website, write some code. All in a logical sequence, it devises itself.
It's flexible, adaptive.
Incredibly so. It sketches out a plan but adjusts on the fly. Which raises that important question. How does this self-planning fundamentally differ from older AI models that were more reactive, just answering one prompt at a time?
That feels like the core difference, the agentic part. Can you give us a quick analogy? How does that self-planning look different in practice?
Sure. Think of it like this. Older models were great at, say, looking up an address. You ask, what's the address? It gives you the info. End of interaction.
Right. One-shot query.
An agent with self-planning gets a goal, like get me to my meeting on time. To achieve that, it decides, okay, I need to check traffic, then find the best route, then book a rideshare, then maybe notify the host of my ETA. It's autonomously generating that entire sequence of subtasks and actions to achieve the overall goal, not just answering one isolated question.
It's the difference between a lookup tool and like a mini project manager.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Okay, that makes sense. So its brain is constantly choosing the right tool for the job.
Mm-hmm. Constantly deciding which tool to deploy. Needs lots of text fast. Text browser. Needs to click buttons on a graphical site. Visual browser. Needs calculations or data parsing. Fires up the terminal, runs Python, needs calendar info, taps into the API connectors.
And I don't have to tell it which one to use.
Nope. You just give it the task, the goal, and it figures out the optimal path. Selects the right instrument for each step. It's a testament to its learned policy, the result of all that training. Now, with all this power, safety is obviously critical. Beyond the human oversight we talked about, you having control, approving actions, OpenAI has built in multiple layers of real-time content monitoring. Prompts are classified, looking for potentially dangerous instructions, especially in sensitive areas like biology or chemistry. That triggers extra checks.
To prevent misuse.
Right, designed to stop it from doing harmful research or taking malicious actions. And crucially, they also temporarily disabled the agent's long-term memory feature for this initial rollout.
Why disable memory? Isn't that useful?
It can be, but OpenAI saw a risk. Malicious users could potentially exploit persistent memory to extract data from one session and use it in another, or inject harmful instructions across sessions.
Cross-session attacks.
Exactly. So ensuring each agent session is isolated and stateless minimizes that risk. Plus, all its activities go through standard OpenAI content filters for harmful stuff. And the sandboxed VM itself is a core safety measure, containing any potential mishaps within its isolated space.
Okay, so after all that tech, how good is it? What do the benchmarks say?
OpenAI reports some state-of-the-art results on benchmarks designed specifically for autonomous agents. On Humanity's last exam, that's a broad test for expert-level problem-solving, it scored 41.6%, the highest to date for an AI.
Impressive.
On Frontier Math, a tough math benchmark, it hit 27.4% accuracy using its tools, much better than models without agent capabilities. It did really well on data science tasks in DSBench and set a new high score on BrowseCom for agents finding info online.
And that Excel comparison again.
Right. Significantly outperformed Copilot in Excel on spreadsheet manipulation. 45.5% to 12.0% shows its precision with structured data.
However, and this is where it gets really interesting, moving from benchmarks to reality. These tests also highlight its limitations, right?
Oh, absolutely. For example, a 58.1% success rate on Web Arena, which simulates web tasks, means it still fails roughly 40% of the time.
40% failure rate is significant.
It is. It shows that while it's technically impressive, it's definitely not infallible. Still well behind human-level performance on many tasks needing nuance, adaptability to weird website layouts, or complex problem-solving in messy environments.
So powerful, groundbreaking, but still needs refinement and human oversight.
Definitely. Lots of room for growth.
Okay, so let's talk comparisons. This idea of AI agents isn't totally brand new. How does ChatGPT Agent fit into the landscape?
Yeah, the concept's been bubbling up for a while in AI circles, this dream of AI that can truly act. ChatGPT Agent enters a pretty lively field. It builds on a history of open source experiments and also specialized commercial tools. It's competitive, and different players have different takes.
I remember the buzz around AutoGPT back in early 2023. That felt huge at the time.
It did capture the imagination, a pioneering open source project showing an AI could break down goals and take actions recursively.
Revolutionary as an experiment.
Totally. Showed the theoretical potential. But in practice, it often got stuck in loops, was inefficient, and you basically needed to be a developer to even set it up.
Right, not very user-friendly, and mostly text-based.
Mostly API calls or text-only scraping, lacked that sophisticated visual interaction we see now. Around the same time, Agent GPT offered a web interface. A bit simpler to start.
Easier entry point.
But still largely limited to text tools, struggled with complex graphical web stuff. These early agents showed the demand, but often lacked reliability and robustness for real-world tasks. More proof of concept than polished product. Then you have the specialized agents, like Devon AI, launched early 2024 by Cognition Labs, branded as the world's first AI software engineer, highly focused.
Just for coding.
Yeah. Give it a software requirement, and it plans, codes, debugs, even deploys applications largely autonomously. Got great results on coding benchmarks, attracted big investment, validated that specialized approach. Which brings up an interesting question for you, the listener. Does a general-purpose agent like ChatGPT Agent have a big role when specialized tools like Devon exist?
That's a great strategic question. And I think the insight is, while Devon is super powerful in its coding niche, ChatGPT Agent aims for breadth, right?
Exactly.
It's not trying to be the best coder, but it's versatile. Handles office tasks, web browsing, data analysis, personal stuff. It targets broad utility across many domains.
Whereas Devon aims for deep expertise in one.
So the generalist agent serves a different, maybe more common need for the average person who isn't a software engineer, but still wants to automate parts of their digital life.
Precisely. Different philosophies. And other tech giants are definitely in this race too. Google has Project Astra, envisioning an everyday AI agent built on their Gemini model, deeply integrated into their ecosystem, search, workspace, hardware.
Microsoft. They partner with OpenAI, but have their own stuff too.
Right. They have Copilot assistants embedded everywhere, Office, Windows, and they experimented with an agent codenamed Jarvis's, putting AI into products rather than just one standalone agent. Even IBM has watsonx Orchestrate, more focused on enterprise automation, connecting workflows across business apps. A clear enterprise-grade agent.
Yeah, Perplexity AI.
They have agent-like search features too, taking follow-up actions on web results to give more synthesized answers, going beyond just links.
So with all these players, what makes ChatGPT Agent unique? How does it stand out?
I think it distinguishes itself by that deep, seamless integration directly into the main ChatGPT interface, which millions already use. It leverages OpenAI's latest, most powerful GPT-4 models. And unlike those earlier experiments needing developer skills, it's available at scale to end users from day one.
Accessibility is key.
Sets a new bar for mainstream consumer AI. It combines that familiar chat interface people know with sophisticated behind-the-scenes autonomy in a way that just wasn't available to the general public before. Aims for broad usability, direct access for everyday users, not just niche developer applications.
Okay, let's get practical. Real-world experiences. Hype versus reality.
Yeah.
Where can people actually use this thing day to day?
The applications are genuinely vast, spanning professional and personal life. It's truly multi-purpose.
Like in professional knowledge work.
Imagine automating tedious stuff like market research reports, competitor analysis, drafting memos. An analyst could ask, get the latest financials for our top 3 competitors, make a comparison slide deck, saves hours of manual work.
Data analysis and reporting.
Game changer. Hand it a messy CSV. Say, analyze this, find trends, output charts. It runs Python, gives you insights. Or automating a weekly sales report. Pull numbers, update Excel, email a summary. All automatic.
What about admin and scheduling, like a digital secretary?
Exactly. Email management, read your inbox via connector, draft routine replies, flag urgent stuff, calendar coordination, propose optimal meeting times across multiple people, send invites automatically. That OpenAI employee used it for weekly parking requests, avoiding that annoying recurring task.
I need that for expense reports.
Right. And in your personal life, consumer tasks. Travel planning is huge. Plan a 5-day Iceland trip using my points. It plans the itinerary, finds flight hotels, suggests attractions, makes a 10-slide deck summary.
Online shopping too.
Yep. Search for specific products, compare prices, add to cart. Remember the cupcakes? Isa Fulford ordered very specific ones. Took the agent an hour, but saved her the effort.
And restaurant booking. Find somewhere nice.
Yeah. Find a top-rated Mexican place for anniversary, candlelit, book a table. Scans reviews for ambiance, uses OpenTable. It really shines anywhere there's tedious, clicking, searching, repetitive data handling. Offloading the digital grunt work so you focus on review, decisions, strategy. Now, early adopters definitely had those wow moments, seeing tasks completed that felt like science fiction. Some even called it a first taste of real AGI when it chained complex actions successfully. With caveats, of course.
But not all smooth sailing. What were the frustrations?
Reality check time. A common observation. It can be slow. A simple restaurant search might take 5-10 minutes where a human could skim in 1-2. Complex tasks like financial analysis or trip planning can take 20-30 minutes, maybe more.
Okay, so it's not instant.
OpenAI expected this. It's optimized for hard tasks needing many steps, not necessarily real-time speed. The idea is delegation. Launch the task, let it run in the background, freeing your time.
Right, it works while I do something else.
Exactly. But users also reported it getting confused. Unexpected web elements, pop-ups, those anti-bot measures websites use.
Like Kepti DHS, or just complex site designs. Reddit users found it thwarted by Amazon error pages or retail sites blocking automated checkouts. JavaScript-heavy sites can be tricky. Its browser might not render everything perfectly. In one travel test, it suggested a hotel that had no availability because it didn't verify the booking in real time. Ouch. Needs better checking.
In another restaurant booking test, it found options but got stuck at the WhatsApp confirmation step. Needed a human interaction outside its digital bubble. Left the final step to the user.
Still struggles with things like ACI TCHAs, 2F8 texts, things outside its virtual box.
Precisely. And another key bit of feedback. Sometimes it doesn't explain why it chose something, like why this vendor or that restaurant. It can lack higher-level judgment or clear communication of its rationale. Outputs feel a bit opaque sometimes.
So you still need to review carefully. Double-check details.
Absolutely, especially for critical tasks. You might get a perfect Excel sheet, but you still need to verify the data sources and assumptions it made. My favorite take on this, the most humorous one, came from a hotel marketing blogger. They tested it for trip planning, dinner reservations, and summarized it as, Impressive vision, clumsy execution.
Yeah.
They likened the current agent to a very bright 10-year-old trying to book flights. Charming, slow, and occasionally baffling.
Huh. That's actually pretty accurate.
Right. Captures that mix of awe and mild frustration. It's super smart and intent, shows flashes of brilliance, but it's not yet a polished, infallible expert. So, for you, the listener, thinking about that bright 10-year-old, what tasks in your day could it genuinely help with right now? And what would you definitely not trust it with yet without careful watching?
And OpenAI knows this. They explicitly said today's launch is just the beginning. This early feedback is crucial for making it better. And the broader reaction, huge attention across tech media and beyond. The Verge called it a tool that can control an entire computer, really highlighting that autonomy. TechCrunch labeled it OpenAI's boldest attempt yet at making ChatGPT agentic.
Wired had a funny take.
Yeah, Wired Crypt. It's a PowerPoint generator. It's a date-night planner. It's another agent from OpenAI, capturing the Marvel but also the agent buzzword status. IBM's commentary noted the autonomy but stressed the difference between consumer agents and enterprise needs, demanding more guardrails, security, reliability for corporate use.
And social media. Lots of excitement.
Oh yeah, huge buzz. Videos of it, working went viral, people throwing around terms like AGI, maybe prematurely but feeling like it was a glimpse. Some shared really impressive demos. Automating complex meal planning with Instacart, generating literature reviews from multiple papers.
But skepticism, too. Sharing the failures.
Definitely. Tech communities quickly shared instances of it looping, burning through tokens, failing purchases. Healthy skepticism alongside the hype. Concerns about security, too, though OpenAI's permission system tries to address that. Overall, seen as significant, a game changer to some, or at least a major step towards AI that can do anything online in its sandbox. It definitely raised the stakes. Like that Wired editor said, felt like ChatGPT on steroids, with a driver's license and a credit card of its own. Captures that independent action vibe.
Some productivity implications. If this gets widely adopted, it could be massive.
Dramatic improvements possible. Imagine freeing up hours of busy work, collecting social media mentions, updating dashboards, compiling routine reports, email management.
Force multipliers for knowledge workers.
Totally. Letting humans focus on higher-level reasoning, creativity, strategy.
And the time savings add up. Even if the agent takes 15 minutes for something that took me an hour, that's 45 minutes saved for me.
Exactly. That time compounds significantly, unlocking human potential.
But it probably reshapes jobs, too.
Inevitably. Workers will need to master prompt engineering, giving clear instructions, and become skilled at supervising AI output checking for accuracy, ethics, alignment.
Like managing AI team members.
Kind of. A project manager might direct both human team members and AI agents, orchestrating a hybrid workforce. Entry-level or repetitive support tasks might shift significantly, freeing humans for more complex, empathetic interactions needing human skills.
Like spreadsheets changing accounting, from calculation to interpretation.
Good analogy. We might move from doing repetitive digital tasks to directing and interpreting the output of AI agents. How do you, listener, foresee your own role evolving as these tools become common? It's a really interesting thing to consider. And for enterprises, the impact will be huge, but it needs careful handling. Companies will demand strong governance, detailed logs of agent actions, clear data boundaries, integration with internal approval workflows for compliance and security.
So maybe two tracks emerge, consumer versus enterprise agents.
Likely. Consumer-grade like ChatGPT Agent for individual productivity, and enterprise-grade agents focused on security, compliance, maybe running on private clouds. This launch also really highlights that broader AI trend, coupling LLMs with tools and agency. The future is about AI models that can take initiative, use software, affect the world within limits, with oversight.
AI is a cognitive collaborator, not just an oracle.
Exactly. Raises new research questions. How to make agents plan better. Ensure they don't cause harm. Maintain human oversight at scale when one person might use dozens of agents. And looking further out, multi-agent collaboration.
The agents talking to each other.
Imagine your agent negotiating a meeting time with someone else's agent, or collaborating on a research project, passing tasks back and forth. Early research is happening there, pushing towards autonomous goal-seeking systems, but always needing human boundaries and ethics.
Which brings up the societal questions.
Big ones. Do we risk automating tasks needing empathy or human judgment? What if an agent messes up financially due to a misinterpretation? Who's responsible? The user, the developer. These questions will only get more intense. But on the positive side, access to these agents could democratize productivity, allowing individuals, small businesses to compete better by amplifying one person's capabilities.
Like personal computers did decades ago.
Exactly. Leveling the playing field.
Okay, that was a deep dive indeed. Let's distill the wisdom. Key takeaways for everyone listening. What should they remember?
All right, key takeaways. First, ChatGPT Agent is a significant leap from chatbot to autonomous task doer in a virtual computer. Big shift.
Got it. Leap to action.
Second, powerful capabilities.
Yep.
Web browsing, text and visual, code execution, file generation, deep API links to things like Gmail, Calendar.
There's a lot.
Third, supervised autonomy. Designed for human oversight. Transparency through the live narration, and explicit permission needed for sensitive actions. You're still in control.
Human in the loop. Critical.
Fourth, promising but definitely not perfect yet. Impressive benchmarks, but real-world limitations in speed, handling tricky web stuff, and nuanced judgment. Needs review.
Still early days.
Fifth, reshaping work. Hints at a future where AI handles the repetitive stuff, freeing up human creativity, but it demands new skills from us: AI orchestration, supervision. And if we connect this to the bigger picture project 5 years out, imagine reliably delegating not just single tasks, but entire multi-step projects to AI agents, navigating the digital world, coordinating, achieving complex goals with minimal input. This raises a really important, maybe provocative question. If AI handles so much of the doing, the execution, the digital busy work, what does that truly free us as humans to become?
Yeah.
How might our definition of work or contribution fundamentally change? Think about it. If the AI becomes this tireless digital concierge for your life and work, handling the practicalities, what new, deeply human challenges or creative endeavors or personal passions will you finally have the time and mental space to pursue? What gets unlocked when the grunt work is gone?
That is definitely a lot to mull over, a huge question for the future. We really hope this deep dive has given you a truly informed, nuanced perspective on OpenAI's ChatGPT Agent. Moving beyond the headlines, if you found this insightful, please do share it with others who are trying to navigate this fast-moving future of AI. And we absolutely love getting your questions, hearing your aha moments. Let us know what stood out most to you. Until next time, keep digging, keep learning, and keep diving deep.